Hey guys, Contrarian dude here, and I thought I would make this quick video after an exchange I had with a friend, actually, not even a friend. Hey guys, Contrarian dude here, and I thought I would make this quick video after an exchange I had with a friend and a relative. Actually, it's my nephew that I'm talking to, and it just blows me away the degree to which people on the left can protect themselves from thinking. And they very often follow this very simple two-step formula. And I just thought I'd go through this two-step formula so you can call them out on it and just like hold up a mirror. It's like, what are you talking about, insane person? Oh, and by the way, my apologies if my microphone is picking up some of the outside noise. There's some construction going on up there, so you might hear some hammering or power tools. But the formula goes like this. It is strawman the opponent's argument. Turn it, like completely misrepresent and miss the obvious point of the position, and then make it sound so ridiculous that you get to clutch your pearls and faint back on the person. Oh my God, I'm so offended. I can't comprehend that you'd be so stupid. I'm going to give myself permission to ignore everything else you said. I don't have to deal with any of the valid points you said because I'm so offended and so horrified and you sound so stupid by this one point that I've strawmanned you on and completely made up. And that's the formula that I just said the left use over and over and over again to protect themselves from thinking. So, and it was just highlighted perfectly in these few sentences. So, a little bit of background on this story. This same friend sent me a video on Donald Trump. It went for about 6 or 7 minutes and was basically complete nonsense the whole way through. It was from a website called Vox.com, which I understand to be a leftist nonsense website. So I went ahead and made a rebuttal video, and that video I called Leftist Media Caught Lying About Trump Bigly. So you can go ahead and check that out if you want to. And basically I go through line by line by line. As the person says something, I talk about how it's complete nonsense and how they're misrepresenting the positions. But rather than deal with that, my nephew wrote back this. You lost me at 1:55, which is basically the first time I made a point. You lost me at 1:55. I'm blown away that you lend credence to the birther movement. It should be dismissed outright. Now, dismissed outright means dismissed without thinking about it. So, okay, no, we never want to dismiss things without thinking about them. That's silly. This is a guy who was born in Hawaii, went to Columbia University and Harvard Law School, then was a state senator. You think he got that far on a lie? Ted Cruz did. So why would I think it was impossible for Obama to do that? Right? Ted Cruz is a federal senator, not just a state senator, but a federal senator, and no one bothered to question the fact that, hey, he was born overseas and may not be eligible for this kind of office until he ran for the presidency and he was in the spotlight. So why would you think that Obama would be protected from that and impervious to that same level of scrutiny? You go on, it was an insane conspiracy theory underpinned by racism. Right, so I assume then that I'm racist against Canadians too, like, because in the Ted Cruz example, right? Yes, I have this crazy conspiracy, Canadians, bad people. Yeah, no, not true. So this is completely, just the bigger picture here is that this argument is completely strawmanned. It's not unreasonable and silly to make these questions, right? The Constitution says that only a natural-born citizen can become president. There are question marks. Now, I'm not a birther, by the way, and I'm not particularly involved in the movement. I don't consider myself well-researched on it, and I've never really got hung up on the issue at all. I think it came out after the fact. He was already president. And so, I don't know, asking a person to indict themselves is a little bit worthless. So I never really concerned myself with the birther movement. But what I can say for sure is, because I know the leftist playbook, is that if you only watch, your Rachel Maddows and your Young Turks of the world, I can absolutely 100% guarantee that this person, who apparently claims that they're knowledgeable on it, hasn't watched a video on the pro-birther movement, has no idea why they are saying that there are some things that should be brought into question. I don't really know either, but I bet you there's something out there. Someone out there was, hey, you know what? It's a rule that you have to be a natural-born citizen, and I'm seeing some evidence that I've got some question marks over it. Can you please show us a birth certificate to prove it? I think once it was shown, the issue got dropped. There's nothing outrageous, nothing ridiculous about this. It's not racist. You don't get to scream racist, because in this instance, now we have a great example of how the exact same process was taking place on a Canadian-born person in Ted Cruz. So, you don't get to scream racist and, faint with offensiveness. It's pathetic. So now that he's strawmanned the argument, he then goes on to say, honestly, if you can't dismiss the birther movement outright, again, dismiss it without thinking, then there's not a lot of point in digging into policy, i.e., I get to ignore all of your other points in the whole rest of this video, and I get to protect myself from thinking about any of them because I'm offended at the first straw man I came across. So again, clutch the pearls, faint, oh my God, I can't cope with this conversation. I'm going to give myself permission to leave the conversation and not rebut any of the valid arguments that were put forth in the rest of the video. This is the formula that the left use over and over and over again to protect themselves from thinking. It's got to stop, guys. Call them out on it from now on when they do it. Cheers. See you soon.